Okay, listen teaching and for benefit for sentient beings who are suffering. And this kind of meditation is Vajrasattva. It's like Tonglen practice, right? It's like giving and taking. I mean, you remove your negative emotions, obscurations, obstacles, and also other living beings. Remove all these things, and you receive the compassion, bodhicitta, wisdom from Buddhas, bodhisattvas. It's kind of Tonglen practice. So if we practice Vajrasattva correctly, we can purify our negative actions. That's we always say that, right? And then we are believe that. But how do we know that we purified our negative karma through practice Vajrasattva? Or what are the signs? Sometimes nice to know that. Usually there are three signs you will experience, and you will know you purified your negative karma. So they are outer, inner, and secret signs. So the outer signs are like when you practice Vajrasattva, you have really vivid or clear dream about Vajrasattva, and you are purifying your negative karmas, actions, and you really connected with Vajrasattva, even though it's a dream, but that's really good sign, sort of outer sign. And also you are in the very beautiful garden or beautiful area, place, lots of flowers and nature things, and you are so happy, enjoy, like that also good sign, outer sign. And also sometimes you have a dream that you take a shower and everything is become a very clean. That's also a good sign. Sometimes you also have a dream that swimming, or you call a big river, and you swim across the river, and you are very safely get to other side, and then you see the gardens, temples, like that. That's also very good signs. Those are the same. So many, so many. Those are kind of outer signs. And then the inner signs that you are purifying negative karma is like you develop your compassion, love and kindness, and give rise to the genuine bodhicitta, sometimes you suddenly, strongly compassion, got a compassion for other living beings, and you really feels that you connected with bodhicitta. That's inner sign. Also very easy to meditate without disturbs, without thoughts. You're very calm and easily meditate. That's also inner signs that you are purifying negative karmas. And then of course the secret sign are like you recognize the nature of your mind, or understand the union of emptiness and the compassion and such, so these are the signs that if you have been practicing Vajrasattva a lot, and Sometimes you practice also outer science. You practice Vajrasattva and you had a sort of headache and a little bit something like that, something unusual experience, or even though your body, is not mind, but also that's also kind of science, outer science, that you are purifying negative karmas. So if you're really interested to know what the science looks like, there are so many science. You can read books, and also individually, people are different, a different experience. That's true, but most important, the teacher says that science is, whatever you practice, meditate, without thoughts or relax, that is not the point. The point is how much you have compassion, how much you have wisdom, how much you have bodhicitta. Then your practice is, correct, and you are developing. That's the always sign. You should check. You should check with compassion. That's all. Whatever you practice, how much you have compassion. Your compassion develop or not. Even not develop compassion, then even though you have relaxed mind, that's not the point, So the compassion arises if you have a correct motive, the practice, and you develop your meditation. Always compassion arises. It's not just compassion, right? The great compassion, which is bodhicitta. Just compassion, of course, everybody have that naturally within us. When we're born, we have a compassion. Even though animal, the tigers, lions, these very angry animals, snakes, they have a compassion. I'm not talking about that kind of compassion, So. But the genuine compassion, great compassion, these are the most important. Always check, always check. Very important. And then Tibetan Buddhism considers the Vajrasattva practice very important, right? We call this teaching in Tibet dik dup, in Tibetan dik dup jong. Always say dik dup jong. Some people sometimes in Tibetan get angry or unhappy, and people say, hey, you need to practice dik dup jong, which means you practice Vajrasattva. You need to practice Vajrasattva. So dik dup jong's 3 words. And dig means negativity in Tibet, and drup means obscurations, and jong means to diminish. So that's the Vajrasattva. So the difference between these negative and obscuration, right? Dig means negative, drup means obscurations. So the difference between negative and obscuration is for an action to become negativity. There has to be negative motivation. But in obscuration is not necessarily created with negative motivation. For example, when you're tired, you're sleepy, mind that stops you from developing sort of single concentration is we call it obscurations. We call that obscuration. But there is not necessarily any negative motivation behind it, right? You're just tired, I don't want to practice, sleepy. There is no need, no necessarily bad motivation behind it. So that's the difference between dik and dup, or negativity and obscurations. So we are practicing Vajrasattva, it is because we want to understand the true nature of all phenomena, all existence, right? And we want to know the reality. We want to know the reality. That is the real purpose of practice, Vajrasattva. We need a lot of purification in order to understand the reality. And also you can't blame the practice you have been doing, or I have been meditate for 2 years, 20 years, many years, and I still haven't achieved, single pointed concentration. So what is the point of meditation? Meditating, you can't say that. In Buddhism we talk a lot of purification, a lot of purification. We are talking about purifying the mind, not much about body, but purifying the mind, purifying negative attitudes, right? Negative attitude. So there are many levels of good and bad within the mind, right? We all know that. Maybe you think I'm talking only about negative things, bad things, but this is because we have to understand the negative things in our lives in order to know what to clean. So the most important things for you to know is that no matter what kind of negative things you have, all can be purified by the practice about Vajrasattva. That gives you sort of what do you call it? Confidence and enthusiasm, right? Oh, I can, even though I killed 30 people, but I can, diminish that bad karma, So that's really need to understand. We can purify our negative karmas. Therefore, when we say that the Vajrasattva meditation is very powerful in eliminating negativities, so this is important. We are always involved with other people, right? And often have sort of heavy karma with other people, each other. We get angry with others. We get strongly attached to others. Most of our problems are with other people, We are so strongly connected that we go through our entire lives constantly with other people, We do some good things with other people, do some bad things with other people. So we are really very connected each other. So when we do this meditation, we transform ourselves, and we also transform everything. Another thing that I want to teach you is really powerful visualization is you continue to chant the 100-syllable mantra. It's not just only today. It's not only few days. Just do continually, and also the visualization. The nectar flows down to your heart chakra and cleanse all your defilements connected to mind, including, for example, selfishness, pride, wishing harm others, and wrong view, etc. So all this very everyday. Bhakti Rinpoche, in his Word, my perfect teacher, saying this again and again. You have to practice Vajrasattva, saying this 100-syllable mantra every day, at least like 7 times or 21 times or 108 times. So he always say that because every day we sort of accumulated, what do you call it, bad karmas, all this by our body, speech, and mind. So the Vajrasattva meditation is not complicated, it's very simple actually, and very profound and easy to understand. Very easy to understand. There is nothing contradict, and it's not complicated. If you practice like this Buddhist philosophy, there are so many, debates or many things, but Vajrasattva is very easy to understand. So, and if you can visualize the whole process, the visualizations spontaneously, and do the recitation, that's good, right? Otherwise, you can alternate between, the visualizations and recitations. You can do that as you recite the mantra. Sometimes concentrate on a body of Vajrasattva, just to think about, and then sometimes concentrate on his ornaments, clothes, and sometimes on the flower, nectar, purify negative actions, and from his body through your heart chakra, and then all your negative karmas living out of your body, and sometimes on your regret for what you have done, and your resolve to never do again it. And so we should remember that meditating upon Vajrasattva is the same as meditating upon all the Buddhas. Sometimes people are very confused. So many in Buddhism, there are so many Buddhas, bodhisattvas, deities, wrathful deities, peaceful deities, female Buddha, male Buddha. What are this? But it's same. All the Buddhas same. All the female Buddha, male Buddha, deities, wrathful, peaceful. All these are the same. Maybe a little bit different intentions, but usually the same. And also to achieve the realization of Vajrasattva is to achieve the quality of all the Buddhas. There's no difference. So the Vajrasattva embodies all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. We need to know that. And you must know that there is no more sort of profound practice than this. You can practice this many ways. You can practice Vajrasattva. If you would like to practice shamatha, you can practice Vajrasattva. You can practice dzogchen. Vajrasattva is dzogchen. You can practice tonglen. Vajrasattva is tonglen. Everything is this Vajrasattva. So you need to know that there is no more, a profound practice than Vajrasattva. And I hope you understand that, why we need to practice Vajrasattva, all these visualizations. And I think it is very important that each of us realize and accept that we ourselves are responsibility for all negative attitude and actions. Most of us not believe sort of God or Buddha created the world's problems, right? Buddha doesn't believe, Buddhism doesn't believe that God or Buddha created unhappiness. We don't believe that. Unhappiness is creation of the negative mind, right? Mind. We have to understand that. That's why we can purify unhappiness. Otherwise, somebody's create this unhappiness, that's we don't have really much capacity to purify our negative and unhappiness. So if we diminish the negative mind, we can overcome all these problems. Very clear. We created the problems ourselves. We have made everything so difficult, and God didn't create that, and we did. Buddha didn't, we did. And however, I'm always very happy when people want to practice purification. Very happy, because the most important thing is improve our attitude, our actions. That is done through the practice of purification. So that's why I feel happy when people recognize that they need to purification, that there is something they can do to improve their lives and their minds, right? People, that signs. I always see people, I want to practice Vajrasattva, I want to this purification. That means they understand how to purify their negative karmas. They understand all these problems, what is the causing conditions. They understand that. So that's why always when I hear practice preliminaries, practice Vajrasattva, so kind of feel very happy because people really understand that means somebody's create all this problem and that's their hand. We can't do anything. That doesn't make sense. We do good, we do bad. To create our mind. Creator is our mind, not nothing else. According to Buddhism, we believe that. Not just a belief. We have reasons, and we have proof that we did that. So that's why it's clear. And so Vajrasattva practice really works, for us. If you recite the 100-syllable mantra, every day, and then correctly, visualizations, and you can purify all your negative karmas quite easily, so I think we need that. We need purify and need to see the reality of our mind, because everything, good and bad, everything, the creator is our mind. So we need to know, we need to connect it, the reality, the nature of our mind. So that's why we need to purify. Johnson Chinzi Rinpoche wrote an example, very nice. For instance, imagine you're washing badly stained coffee cup, okay? And when you sink the cup into hot and soapy water, what are you doing? What are you doing? If I say, what are you doing? Most of us would say, oh, I'm washing this cup. You say, right? Washing. Go dish the wash. And I'm washing this cup. But are you washing the cup, or are you removing the things from the cup? People say, go and wash your cup. They never explained that the coffee sting and the cup is separated and different. But washing a cup really means removing the stings from the cup that never has been, right? So you don't wash the cup, you wash the dirt, right? If you wash the cup, then what happened? It will disappear completely, right? So it's the dirt. So that's washable. I mean, that's washable, and it has nothing at all to do with the cup. Similarly, when we say purify our mind, right? We say purify our mind. We are not purifying our mind. We are purifying the negativities, obstacles, afflictions, defilements, all these things. We are purifying. We are removing, right? We are removing this from nature of our mind. Nature of our mind, nothing you need to do anything. Just it's clear. It's lots of qualities. It's always. You don't need to remove your mind. You don't need to purify your mind. We need to remove these obstacles, obscurations, negative karmas. This nature of our mind is very pure. It doesn't have any problems. Then why we need to purify mind? So don't need to purify nature of our mind. But temporarily, we can't use purely the nature of our mind. Whatever we think or do, say, cause problems, because for the most part we usually follow our negative, the habitual sort of emotions, which are the result of our past negative actions, we believe. And how many times have we completed negative actions? So like getting angry, attached to many things, and so forth. So if we have done this in our life, then they have the power, right? They have the power to disturb our minds, because we feed them every day, every single day. We feed the attachment, anger, all this. We develop them. Then they have a power to disturb. We have no power control our mind. They control the mind, the nature mind. So these negative actions, these are not part of the nature of mind. So we need to purify them. Once you completely purify them, then you will see easily, you will see the nature of mind. Because the cloud and the sky, thick cloud, you can't see the reality, the nature of sky. Once the cloud moved away, then you will see easily the sky, right? So that's the same. That's the same our mind. So that's why we need to purify. That's why Vajrasattva is for. Vajrasattva is the best for purify our negative karmas. Understand? Understand nature mind? What is different between mind and nature mind? Mind, we say, nature mind is very different than these negative emotions, actions. That's the reason we can purify. Otherwise, there is no point to practice. Why? If somebody create these problems, good or bad, then there's no point. Why we meditate? It doesn't matter. We meditate. We can't purify them because we don't have capacity. But that's not the case. That the key point is, Buddha said, you are your teacher. That means you have a responsibility how to take care of your life. That's Buddha said. That means Buddha says that I can't purify your negative karma. You can. I can help, right? You do, I can help. But if you don't do anything, I can't help. I have no capacity, right? So that's why you have the capacity, you have power, you are responsibility, your negative karma. Negative. If you want to keep continually, if you want to keep, you like your negative karma, don't practice. If you don't like negative karma, you are excited to see the reality, the nature mind, purify. All right, now, Vajrasattva. Now, the practice of Vajrasattva, same visualizations, same rituals, same mantra. Maybe this time I will say the 4 major board prayer, because it makes you correct your motivation. Then go through. May all sentient beings have happiness and the cause of the happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of the suffering. May they never be part from the sublime bliss that is free from suffering. May they remain in a state of equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far.